Hey y'all, Hillary here. I am here with Stella J, my Ford Transit E350 medium roof passenger van. It's a 148-inch wheelbase, and I am starting on the subfloor today, which I'm really excited about. I did a lot of research, and there's a lot of different ways to do this. But the way that I'm doing it today is I just went to the store and I got 1x2s for my beams on the floor, and then I got 1/2-inch plywood and I got 1/2-inch foam board for my insulation. Other things I also got were liquid nails. I previously purchased that. I got a water sealant for my plywood, and I bought wood screws, and I wasn't sure exactly which size I was going to need, so I got 3/4 inch and 1-inch wood screws, so I'll let you know which ones I decide to use when I get there. But for now, I just got to get all this stuff out, clean out the van, and start measuring things. So thanks for being here, and I hope this is helpful for you. And if it is, or you just enjoy it, go ahead and subscribe and like. Let's get going. All right, what I've got going on over here is a sweaty face and 3 sheets of plywood that are 8x4, and I did 8 feet this way, and then I put this was the floor that I took out of the van, so I'm going to use that as a template. And then once I trace it, I'm going to cut it out with a jigsaw, and then I'm going to sand it and water guard it. So I'm going to get going on drawing this thing right now. All right, well, I drew it all out, and now I'm going to use the jigsaw and I'm going to cut my first piece. So here we go. Well, that didn't work. Surprise! So now I have to figure out a way to draw out my next piece of plywood. And hopefully I can use that one that I just cut for the skinnier end on the bottom. Okay, so I just went and measured everything by hand, and I'm gonna make some cuts on this piece that is the closest to my driver's seat, the big piece. Right, we got the first piece cut, and it fits pretty dang near perfect. I got a little spot right there, but who cares? And we've got a little bit of a gap over here, but we can fill that in with foam insulation too when we're done with everything. So I'm gonna take this bad boy out and finish the other 2 panels. Yes, it fits. Okay, so I've got like a 2-inch gap over here on by my wheel well, and yeah, I'm just gonna figure that out as I get there. I'm not totally worried about it. I didn't want to buy another $70-something sheet of plywood just to fix my error from the beginning. So I'm making it work because I can do whatever I want because this is my van. But anyway, yeah, I'm super pleased. That was challenging, and I didn't use a template. I tried to use the template of the floor of my van that it came with, and it didn't work. I could tell by the first cuts I made, and so I just moved on from there and measured everything by hand, and eyeballed it and recut everything along the way. So yeah, my plywood layer is cut. So now all I have to do is sand it and water guard it and get done with the rest of my subfloor. That took a whole afternoon, so of course, as everything does in this process, everything takes longer than you think it's going to, but I'm one step closer. All right, well, I just finished my first piece of plywood. I just finished sanding it, and I used 80 grit sandpaper on it with my dad's sander, and it's pretty satisfying to do that. You get to see all the characteristics of the wood come out, and it just makes it really nice and soft. So anyway, I've decided to wait on the water guarding because it takes 24 to 48 hours to dry, so I'm going to do that next time before I cut and measure everything else. Alright, so I just finished water guarding the other side of the plywood, and that needs another 24 hours to dry. So in the meantime, I am going to measure and cut my 1x2s for my beams for my subfloor, and then I am going to use liquid nails to attach them to my van floor because I don't want to put any more holes in it, and I will lay them down, and then hopefully tomorrow this will all be in place and I can drill down my plywood and have my subfloor done. Oh, I forgot the insulation. I still need to do that too. Hopefully tomorrow I can get it all done. We'll see. Again. Alright, so what I've decided to do is to start with the perimeter, and I'm going to have one piece that's right here next to right here. Going all the way across, and then I'm gonna work from there. So I don't have any great plan going in other than I'm starting there, and then I'm gonna measure this way. So I've got a piece of paper, I'm gonna write everything down. We'll see how it goes. As you can see, I finished the beams in my subfloor. I glued them with liquid nails. I had to go get some more, of course, and then I just put as much heavy stuff as I could find down and left them overnight, and they are, I left them for 2 nights actually, just because I had to work yesterday. They are real stuck, very, very stuck. So, as my nephew would say, too stuck. So what I'm going to do now is start measuring and cutting all of my insulation for my subfloor, and then I'm going to drill my plywood down and we're going to be done with the subfloor. But I imagine this will probably take me a while because it's taken everyone I've watched do it a while, because you got to measure and cut and measure and cut and measure and cut. So here we go. What I've been doing is just measuring the space. I'm not writing it down. I'm just using my measuring tape to mark it. And then take it here. And I mark it just by an indentation here. measure this way. Shouldn't have done this in the van, but you know, here we are. Ooh, and I think it's raining. Which is fine. Just need to make sure electronics are safe. Oh my gosh, that is a beautiful cut. And it's almost perfect. I'm a little long on this side, which I went off base a little bit, so that makes sense. I got a little squiggly there at the end. Just need to take my straight edge. Ooh, and she's a perfect fit. And that is how I measure the insulation for my subfloor. Right, so I finished cutting all the insulation, and it doesn't look great because there are some places where like the ribs of the van are kind of pushing it up a little bit. But once I have my plywood on there, I think it's going to be totally fine. It's all just going to fall right into place, and I'm pretty jazzed about it. I think I did a pretty good job, and I'm stoked to have this part of the process done. All right, I'm back. As you can see, I got my studs in, and I have all of my insulation cut to fit. I'm going to tape it down, but first what I have to do is just do some foam insulation around the edges, places that weren't exact, and then I have to let that dry. I'll cut it, and then I will do my Reflectix tape as a moisture barrier. So that's what I'm about to do. I'm back with more foil tape, and I'm just gonna finish this subfloor today. It's taken so long. It's been so rainy, and I've been working a lot, but I'm back down to 3 days. So let's see what we can knock out. So as you can see, I finally finished the insulation and sealing it. So my vapor barrier is locked in. And yeah, as you can see here, I used some spray foam that was extra because those cans do not reuse as much as I would like for them to. So yeah, next is the plywood. And you know, I just thought I'd show you guys my parents' cute little garden they've got going on over here. Isn't that adorable? Some nature for you, because I know I need it. Okay, for real, now it's time to put the plywood down for my subfloor, and my subfloor's done. What? So I'm gonna do that now. Pretty exciting. Hey, so I don't remember where we left off last time, but I realized that in order to get my subfloor screws in and them not be flush or above the plywood, that I needed to countersink my screws using this guy right here. So you can buy these. This is a countersink set. It's got all the different sizes that you could need. Yeah, and then I've got my wood screws. So, went back and forth a lot with what size I needed. Didn't realize there were different like widths. That's hard to say. But yeah, now I'm going. So I'm just gonna finish it up. Holy shit, I just finished the subfloor and this is a major win for me. It has been a long time coming. So celebrating that and thinking about trying to put this roof rack up by myself right now. So I'm gonna open it up and see what that entails and see if that's something we wanna do today. If not, major win for the subfloor. I have a floor in my van, yes!